What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in today's video, I'm going to be informing you of a bunch of helpful websites that every Destiny 2 player should know. Back in my first year of Destiny, I had no idea how to LFG for things. No clue where to find info from Bungie on the game, just no clue about the game in general. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a ton of websites that I use to make my Destiny experience that much better. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start with the two most important websites right off the bat. If you only use two websites from today's video, let it be these ones: Destiny Item Manager aka DIM and D2 Armor Picker. Builds are extremely important in this day and age, and D2 Armor Picker can help you min-max the stats that you want for any build. You can just select an exotic and it will comb through your inventory and give you the best stat breakdowns for any exotic you want to run. If you want to run an all-strength build with Worm God's Caress, you can tailor that. You don't want to waste stats? You can do that too. And when you have the build you want, you simply copy the build, paste it into the DIM search bar, and boom, it will highlight the gear that you need to equip for the stat distribution that you are aiming for. And then in DIM, you can save this loadout. What is amazing about DIM is you can save all your transmog and other things as well. And then you can swap weapons between characters and in and out of your vault, as well as a ton of other helpful things. These websites are a godsend to the community and will enhance your experience greatly. I can't recommend these websites enough. They have so much good functionality, and I won't go into hardly any of it here because this is just a video to inform the community of these sites, not a guide on how to use them. I did, however, make a guide on these two websites in particular, so if you need some help navigating it, then you can check out this video. I will also link every website that I mentioned down in the description. But I cannot stress this enough, these two websites in particular are damn near mandatory for playing this game. The next website I will shout out is Bungie.net. This site is where you go to claim emblem rewards, read This Week in Destiny, formerly known as the TWAB. This is a weekly update on the game and often goes over future changes to the sandbox and whatnot, so it's helpful for staying up to date on the latest metas. It also has an LFG system which is very handy for teaming up with others to get through hard content. It's just a really good website to enhance your gaming experience. If you aren't knowledgeable about weapons and god rolls, then light.gg can point you in the right direction as it gives god roll recommendations. But if you do know what is good and just want a site to look up the perks that can roll on certain weapons, or you just want more in-depth info on perks, then D2 Foundry is a really great website. D2 Gunsmith is extremely similar to D2 Foundry, but I know the creator got banned a while back, so I'm not sure if it is being updated anymore. But both are really great and useful sites with a ton of helpful information. If you want to know all your stats in the game, or another Guardian stats, then these next few websites are for you. Guardian Report is a quick and comprehensive look at your overall stats in every area of the game. But if you want more in-depth stats, then you can find those too. For trial stats, you can use Trials Report. Dungeon stats, you can use Dungeon Report. This shows all your clears for all the past dungeons and exotic secret missions. What I would give to go back and play the Whisper and 0 Hour missions right now. Raid Report for all your raid stats, and Nightfall Report for all your Nightfall stats. And speaking of stats, Tracker Network also shows your ELO and all kinds of activities in the game if you are interested in that. If you really like to prep for seasons and expansions, then Destiny Recipes has a checklist of sorts to show you how prepared you are for the next season or expansion. I tend to always stack bounties for a new season, so this is a nice website to use as you draw close to a new in-game season or expansion. Speaking of checklists, for the completionists of Destiny, Bray.tech is a good website for tracking triumphs and things of that nature, seeing what all you have completed and what you still have left to do. I will also give a shout out to Prime Gaming because if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can get free stuff in Destiny every month. I've had an Amazon Prime account for years, but I only recently just linked this myself. If you're a guy like me who loves to know the ins and outs of the game and the exact cooldowns and percentages of every exotic and every fragment and stuff, then the Destiny Data Compendium is for you. I've been doing all my own testing for all my builds and stuff up until this point, but I recently discovered this amazingly in-depth and comprehensive spreadsheet that some folks in the community have made, and it has absolutely blown me away. I'm super busy this summer, but I can't wait to bring you a ton of awesome builds, and I will be using this spreadsheet going forward to give you exact information on all the stats and things working behind the scenes. I want to give a massive shout out to the creators of this. It takes a ton of work to do what they have done here and is extremely helpful and valuable to players who love to min-max their builds. This one is truly helpful to everyone in the community. From the most casual players, they will definitely learn a lot, to even the highest end players like me with thousands of hours in the game. I still learn a ton of new info every time I go on this spreadsheet. A fun and silly website, and also a little bit depressing, is wastedondestiny.com. This shows how much time you have spent in D1 and D2. I like to go on it every once in a while just to see how much time I have in the game, and mine's extremely high. And that also doesn't include time spent thinking about Destiny, or watching content on the game, or reading updates. And if it was, I'd be well over 10,000 hours. So I guess you could say I'm a bit of an expert on the game. Next, I want to give a shout out to a few wonderful Discords. I'm sure there are tons of helpful Discords, but these are the ones I use the most. First, if you aren't on Discord, get on it. Second, D2 Checkpoint is awesome for finding boss CPs if you don't want to run through a whole raid or dungeon. Next is Destiny 2 LFG. This is an awesome channel for finding gamers to do content with. It is really easy to find people to play with on here. And lastly is D2 Lost Sector Report. I used to do Lost Sector guides and solo flawless runs every day, so this was extremely helpful to me for planning my content schedule. But even if you just want to know what the daily Lost Sector is, this is a super quick and easy way to look it up and tells you all the modifiers for the day's Lost Sector. It's a super awesome channel, and a big shout out to the guys who make it. Also, there are a couple apps that you can use on your phone. There's Little Light, which is basically just light.gg, but for your phone. There's the Destiny 2 app, which is basically bungie.net, but for your phone. I usually use this for reading the This Week in Destiny, or TWID. Destiny Item Manager also has a phone app. And then the apps that I use for swapping my weapons around are Ishtar, and if you are still playing Destiny 1 or ever want to play it in the future, then you can use Ishtar Legacy. And last, but certainly not least, is of course YouTube, specifically the channel It's Tizzle. I try and always make content I think the community will find helpful. I think I'm very knowledgeable, and I want to pass that knowledge on and help out as many Guardians as I can. Unfortunately, I'm extremely busy with work and life this summer, but I will hopefully be able to put out more content soon. But for now, you should subscribe anyways so you don't miss any future uploads. I have so much good content planned for the future, I just have to find time to make it all, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. But anyways, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, then drop a like on the video. And comment down below any other helpful Discord channels or websites that you use that I may have missed. Or let me know if I put you onto a new website that you will use going forward. Like I said, my goal with the channel is to teach others, so it always makes me happy when I read that I was able to help someone. And lastly, I just want to thank you for watching this far. It means a lot to me. Take care.